What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 97 of the weekly comic wrap-up. Yes, 3 more to go till episode 100. And boy, oh boy, can't wait for that, man. It's going to be a blast. Tons of surprises for you guys, but thank you all for tuning in tonight. We all, as always, bring you the FOC selections of the week by our brother Lefteros. We bring you the market, and I added a few extras this week. The market was on fire. People were spending money, crazy money. Like you could have bought a house money, 2 houses. But anyways, we'll get into that. Don't worry about it. And of course, the hot topics, some interesting topics to talk about. I was telling Travis backstage, maybe we'll pull the curtain back a bit. Ask you guys a few questions in regards to the channel. I think that might be some fun discussions too. So we'll get into all of that fun jazz in just a minute. But before we do, want to remind you all, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Comic Legion goes live with their new Comic Book Day claim sale, where they bring you guys the new Comic Book Day books that are releasing this week. So if you didn't FOC any of those books, tomorrow you have an opportunity to pick them up. So make sure you visit Comic Legion over on YouTube, subscribe, and check out the show. Guys, if you live in the States, don't worry about it. They'll take care of you too. If you live in Canada, they got you. Don't worry. You can do a hold box too. Use discount code HOLDBOX for that hold box. And when you're ready to ship, you let them know. Just let them know. That's the way they work. Not bad. Not bad. But all right. Don't want to keep you guys waiting too long. We kicked it off a little bit late. I had a crazy day today. Miraculously, out of nowhere, we decided to go to a carnival that is near my house with the kids. What should have been 2 hours ended up being like 5. And the last carnival I went to was actually Motley Crue Carnival of Sins. So yeah, day and night on that one. But anyways, won't get into that. You guys know him. I had to keep the Carolina vibes going. That's right. You had 22 last week. And tonight we have the biggest Star Wars fan in the world. I'm kidding. Star Trek. Yeah, whatever. But yes, Travis, what's going on, bro?
What up?
Not much, man. You?
Nothing. Just recovering from a kiddo birthday weekend. I am completely out of gas.
It's true, dude. It was your son's birthday. Happy birthday to him, man.
Thank you. He is the big Cinco. So a lot of fun.
5 years old, dude. It is wild. Like I know everybody says, oh, but these are the best years of your lives. Yeah, screw you. I don't think you're being honest with me. Maybe we had a different lifestyle. I don't know. But yeah, dude,
Yeah.
my kids are nonstop energy. Like it just never ends. I don't know how people keep up anymore.
That's why you rent the bounce house.
Yeah, I bought a bouncy house, dude. Found that on sale at Toys R Us. I'm like, screw that, man. I'm gonna throw them in the backyard. Go jump in that stuff. But yeah, man, the white hairs are creeping up. The beard's getting there. So I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know what's going on. But I'm happy you're here to join us, dude. Lots to discuss. So as I said, we're closing in on episode 100. Cliff brought up a good point a few weeks back. You had reoccurring appearances. You were coming on quite a bit, and then I realized yesterday, I'm like, dude, he hasn't been on in like 7 weeks. This is problematic. So here you are.
It's a record at this point.
It is. It really is. I know that you and I and a lot of people here that are in the chat, we were talking about some of the hockey draft that was going on over the weekend, the NHL draft. Oh boy. Yeah.
There was some feelings. I was I hopped into that chat and was catching some strays.
Dude.
I didn't even know what I was catching strays about for a minute. I had to do some backtracking.
Yeah, dude. Carolina did some damage to Lefteros. That poor guy. But anyways, man, it was a very interesting draft. But nobody's here to talk hockey. We're here to talk comics, and there's a lot of other things we talk about as well. I was going through our DMs, and we always wonder, like, not wonder, but like, I'm sure our wives wonder, like, why these guys message each other so much? What do they have to talk about? And I really felt like, if we could show them some of the things that we actually do and talk about, they'd be concerned. And if you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, check this.
I'm all gas, no brakes. Yarami.
That's what I'm saying, man. Those are the type of messages that I get from this man. And That's at like 3 a.m. I don't know what he's doing up at this time. But yeah, love it.
I can't control it. I can't control it. That's just how I am.
Can't control it. Yeah, dude. I love it. I think I'm gonna make this part of my sign off moving forward. Yeah, it was that good.
Let's do it and just shake it like.
Yep.
There you go.
So it's funny
I don't have
because
the hair for it.
there was actually a wrestling pay-per-view over the weekend as well. It was Night of Champions, which I'm sure you saw. Talking about wrestling, in the intro that I currently have going, counting down to episode 100, I'm curious if anybody catches something that's said in there and who says it. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Whoever gets it right, man. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Maybe we'll give you guys something for episode 100. So yeah, if you're catching the replay or you're watching live, let me know if you caught it, man. Who's talking about that color red? That's all I'm gonna leave. I can't say anything more. Yeah, dude. Gabe is spot on. Kids' birthdays where the parents get the most stressed and the most drunk. Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
right.
You're saving kids from concussions. Like possible concussions. So much going on. Hockey needs to stop ending in June. It does. It really does. All right, chat. I see you all here. Love you guys so much for being here. Oh, look at that. See, Rattlesnake Nose. Jacob Fatu. Dude, that was amazing. Love it. These are the types of messages I get from this guy. But let's kick off the show. Let's get into the FOC selections of the week. So, Trev, you ready, sir?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I mean, no, nothing.
Yeah, I mean.
There it is. Let's go. All right, guys, it's the FOC selections of the week, as I've mentioned at the intro of this video, by Lefteros. So if you guys are not already following Lefteros, please do so. Go check him out over on Instagram at Lefteros. Very simple. Always posting some great content. And of course, if you want to keep up with more of his stuff, go visit Covrprice's website. Now, if we're going to go through these FOC books of the week, you guys can order whichever books you like that we are going to talk about in just a minute. So go visit comicnation.us if you live in the United States, want to order any of these books. They give you 15% off of the cover price, but get an additional 5% off by using discount code BLACKCROWN. And if you're in Canada, well, we got Comic Legion. That's right. Go visit comiclegion.ca. They give you 20% off of your first order. And they give you 20% off of the cover price every single week. But if it is your first order, use the discount code and list to get an additional 5% off. Now, I just spoke Canada. I just spoke America. We got the Canada Day coming up in 2 days. We got 4th of July coming up this week as well. So we got to wish everybody a happy early Canada Day, 4th of July. Dude. There's a 4th of July book I want to talk about afterwards. So we'll get into that. But we're going to start with the FOC. So, first book, Absolute Wonder Woman, issue 10, cover A. First full appearance of Absolute Queen Clea. Dude, I know that you're on board 100% when it comes to the Absolute Universe. I really encourage everybody, go check out the Trek Wars podcast over on YouTube. But, dude, Absolute Wonder Woman, I still think is one of the sneakier books when it comes to the Absolute Universe. It's been good.
Yeah, it's been great. There's not really been a misstep. I just want to say, this might be my favorite, like, Hayden Sherman cover from this whole run. I can't stop looking at this one. It's super cool. Very, very different from what we've seen from Hayden so far. Very cool.
Yeah. No, I do think the cover is amazing. I'm loving all the hands on the eyes and everything. The scream, dude, it looks amazing. So great cover. It's a great story, as I said, within the Absolute Universe. I think a lot of people are probably like starting to. This is usually the point where I think people zone out. Like as of issue 5 and up, everybody's on board for the first 5, but then after you start to see people fade away, good things happening right now. So I encourage everybody, please pick up the Absolute Wonder Woman stuff. Now, New History of the DC Universe, issue 2. This one here is a cover selection, but the issue 1 was very, very cool. This one is a Dan Mora cover. Love this. Love Dan Mora. Love what he's doing. Yes, hands up. We're still not worthy. But yeah. Did you read the New History of DC Universe 1?
No, I haven't read it yet, but I'm really excited for it because the second I heard about this, I got really, really, really pumped because I love this kind of stuff. So, but yes, I do have it. I haven't read it yet. It's in that stack of books looking at me like John Cena looked over Cody Rhodes' shoulder at Elimination Chamber. It's just staring at me. Yeah, at the Rock. Yeah.
One thing I want to talk about when it comes to the history of DC Universe, dude, I feel like it touches on so many things, past, present, current times, etc. It's a very good book to pick up if you're like jumping on as well. You know what I mean? Like I think this is a good book to definitely pick up. So if you guys missed out on it, I encourage everybody try to pick up the new history of DC Universe. It was a very interesting read. I liked it.
Yeah, great cover selection too. I mean, Dan Mora does not miss. Does not miss
He
ever.
doesn't. He doesn't. And look, David Lepage knows, dude. He says I buy at least one cover of each issue Mora puts out, and it's a lot. Dude, Mora's working. Mora's
Yeah.
working. But this week, I'm blessed. I'm blessed because Panosian has done some amazing things, and we're going to talk about that right now. So, Superman issue 28, cover A, first cover appearance of Darkseid's Legion. So it's funny because you and I were talking backstage before going live, and I actually have DC All In Special signed by Scott Snyder. Thanks to you. You sent me that copy. I sent it to CGC. Came back in 9/8. So thank you, CGC JSA. Thank you, Trev. But there's some very important characters within that book that are related to this here. And yeah.
Finally, finally, we're getting the Legion that we've all been waiting for forever. I think we had multiple conversations about this leading up to this. Just like, all right, when's it happening? When are we getting the Legion? And finally, and I love this cover. It's super cool. Another Dan Moore banger. Just love it. It's great. And
Yep.
this is just like a thing I just like about certain books. I love when they put the art in front of the title. I don't know. I like it. It's just a nice touch. I like it.
Same, dude. I think it works well. Like, look, we were talking about I know everybody was going crazy about that Wolverine book with what's his name?
Oh my god.
Daniel Warren Johnson.
Yes.
Daniel Warren Johnson.
Yeah.
Everybody going crazy. It works, dude, in the background, right? You
Yep.
got the hair popping through.
Yep.
I love
It's
it.
fantastic.
Yeah, but great cover. Another Mora cover, which is absolutely amazing. We're gonna get to Panosian. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Before we get to that, Exquisite Corpses issue number 3. This is the cover C, third polybagged variant that includes a playable trading card. Guys, this book has been so well received. It's been amazing. You know, it's kind of funny because when you think about the story and what's going on, how these characters come to this town, and it's a tournament, bro. People got to survive. There's so much going on. I just finished watching Squid Games.
Yeah.
Like I literally watched all of season 3 this weekend with my wife. It was great. I know some people are like giving it their reviews, like Cisco and Ebert, all throughout the world, giving it a 6, giving it a 5, giving it a 7. I loved it. I loved
Yeah.
it. I found as I was watching it, and I was thinking back to Exquisite Corpses. I'm like, man, did Tynion get maybe a bit of influence from that? You know what I mean? Did it
You
pull
know,
from
like
that?
some of that accidental inspiration,
Yeah.
where it's not or it's not obviously like not like a straight copy or anything like that, but it just maybe you feel that flavor, that's got that kind of same kind of vibe to it. Yeah, I think you could definitely could see that for sure.
Yeah. But it's been great. I'm loving it so far, and I've been praising it since its initial drop. The polybags, guys, with those cards in there, I'm not too sure. I saw Lutheros talking about there may be like I think a foil card um within some of these polybags. So I think they're out there. I don't know if they're considered a chase or whatever, but if that be the case, yeah, that might bring a little premium. Again, don't quote me on it. I don't know if it's 100%, but yeah, Exquisite Corpses. I'm buying all the polybags because I think
Yeah.
with the trading card game, dude, there's potential once this completes.
Yeah, I think if this is number 3, so if you're already getting them, I think you're going to continue to get them. I just think you're probably going to just stick with it and keep rolling with it. And I do think that there probably is something to that card game. So, yeah.
Yep. Looking forward to this. But up next, guys, Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone number 1. This is the cover A ongoing series set in IDW's new Godzilla shared universe. And man, the Godzilla stuff, there's just no stopping it, dude. Godzilla has been on a rampage as he always should be. But yeah, man, the love for Godzilla is incredible. The amount of series coming out for
Yeah.
Godzilla is nuts, dude.
It's crazy.
He's everywhere. He's in the
I-
Marvel universe. He's got his stuff going on at IDW. He's everywhere.
Everywhere. The dude is he's a machine.
He's a monster.
Not Mecha Godzilla, but he's a machine. But yeah, no, I love this art too. I absolutely love it. I love the whole style. It's cool. I'm excited about this one. This cover is really cool to me. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun one.
Yep, looks fun. I know that I saw briefly that Lefteros was mentioning something about the free comic book day Godzilla book possibly being tied to this. So not entirely sure. I will pick this up though. Looking forward to it. And up next, Savage Wolverine #1, the main cover, first appearance of Jack Mason, who is a mutant. Now, I believe, don't quote me on this one. We'll quote Lefteros. That's what we'll do. Because he's got a little more information he had sent over about this particular book, because apparently this is a reprint from the Marvel Infinity comic. So pretty cool. Didn't know that.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely picking this up. This looks fun to me. So yeah.
Yeah, and I like the cover, dude.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's a little different. It's a little off. It's a little different than what we normally see. I think certainly with some of the Marvel stuff, it looks like a little bit of a different flavor to this art. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. Well, Rattlesnake, guys, if you're not following Rattlesnake Comics on Instagram, please do so. He drops some great information as well. Love his videos and his reels, but he was saying that this was a digital book, and I like I said, I didn't know that this Savage Wolverine was actually a digital prior, so I definitely need to give this one a read. But Leftero was saying that it's just a minor first appearance, okay story, quick art, so there you go. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Love for Comics talking about all my Bird City covers arrive on the 3rd. Not sure which ones he's talking about, but Stan Swagger asking a question. Do stores need to buy 25 A covers for the 1 in 25, or can they buy 25 polybags and get the 1 in 25? I reckon some Exquisite Corpses variants will be under ordered. Now, I'm not too sure, because I feel like issue 1, I think the polybag didn't count towards it. It happens so often that like there's always a book or a title where there's a certain variant that doesn't count towards some of these incentives. So I'm not sure if that was the case when it came to Exquisite Corpses. I need to double check that, man. I need to double check that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Yeah.
Ferdy, dude, you're so nice to say that, man. You don't need to scream bloody murder. You need to get your ass on the stream. That's what you need to do. I want to have Ferdbird on so we can chop it up, man. So Ferdy, do that. Let's do that. Chat, scream at Ferdy. Tell him to come on. Tell him to come on.
Let's go, Ferdy.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, so Lefteros is saying that the polybags do count. The polybags do count towards it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, and I do agree. There's some other variants too, guys, that are very nice when it comes to Exquisite Corpses. So don't sleep on those either, man. Don't sleep on those. But all right, let's move on from this book, because up next, love this. Ultimates issue 14. This is the main cover. First appearance of Earth 6160's Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch. I'm on board. Look at the designs, dude. Like, I don't know, man. Quicksilver looking slightly different here.
Yes, different take. Looking devious, that's for sure. Yeah, but I dig it. It's cool. It's a different look. But yeah, the Ultimates has been really good. So this is awesome.
I think what hurts my feelings, dude, when it comes to this Ultimate Universe is the news that came out last week that apparently everything Ultimates is coming to a close as of like issues 24. And I don't want to see that. I hope that the money is going to talk, because it seems the Ultimate Universe is doing way better than some of the main titles from the main timeline. So I don't know. Maybe we get this a little more.
Maybe this is Marvel's McRib. Maybe they just kill it off and then they bring it back every couple of years. And like, hey, it's back.
Oh, dude, I love it. The McRib is literally legendary, because it's throughout multiple channels. Evil, dude. Gabe's in the chat. The McRib lives on at all points, man. At all points, love it. But yeah, dude. I'm hoping it's just kind of like it comes to close and it will continue on, maybe in a different volume. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we'll see from there. But anyways, Ultimates 14 on FOC this week. I feel like I've seen this on FOC quite a bit, but Barbarella #5. This is the Akira homage cover featuring Barbarella. I like this. Richard Pache. I'm calling him Richard Pache because I know a Pache who is not in the chat, unfortunately. But Barbarella #5, cover C. I like Akira homages, but dude, it's almost getting to ASM 300 level here.
Oh, it might already be there, bro. It's I feel like there's a new one every week. Every single time I start looking at comic news, I feel like there's a new one that pops up. So, um, yeah, I mean, they're gonna keep being done. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna stop doing them. I don't think, at least not for a while. I don't know. They still haven't stopped doing ASM 300 homages. So here we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just they're cool, but not. I think they might be. I think that ship might have sailed a little bit.
Yeah. Shout out to Lefteros for putting it on the list because, yes, although we all feel a certain way about this, guys, people love this. People pick
Yep.
this up. People love these homage covers. We're going to talk homage covers in the hot topics portion of the show. It's going to get probably spicy because I'm curious to see multiple perspectives when it comes to homages, dude. This is a prime example, but we'll save it for afterwards. But anyways, Barbarella number 5, the cover C, Akira homage. Up next, Pin Apocalypse, issue number 5. We got the Coca-Cola ad spoof variant by Andrew Tarasov. I like this. This is a nice cover.
Oh, this is great.
This is great. Yeah, it's interesting because I know that Pin Apocalypse, dude, a lot of people, like myself, bro, Shubina is where my mind goes when I think Pin Apocalypse. Ask me anything that is happening within this book. I cannot tell you a single thing. Not a single thing because I couldn't care about it at the moment. It's not in my priorities to read, but I don't hear anyone talking about it. It seems the covers are really driving this title, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you guys like the covers, this is a neat cover. You know what I mean? So if you like it, pick it up. This is a cover selection on Lefteros' picks tonight.
Yep, it's a great one too. I mean, it's very, very classic looking. It's very cool.
Yep,
Definitely
absolutely.
a cover grab.
Love for Comics telling me that Shubina is going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, Lando. I don't know if that's an invite, but if it is, hit me up. Hit me up. Love to go, dude. San Diego Comic-Con's bucket list for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the biggies, right? I mean, like that's the one everybody really wants to go to. I mean, I think probably that one and NYCC are the two that are the highest on my list to go to. So yeah, it's massive. I mean, I feel like it would be like one of those like amazing experiences, but still fairly overwhelming at the same time.
Yeah, dude. I've said this story before in the past, but like my brother happened to be in San Diego during San Diego Comic-Con, and my brother is no comic fan. Like he's just as the common fan can be. You know what I mean? Like he knows his little things here and there, but that's about it. So he happened to be there with his girlfriend, and literally gets to the front door. It was a Sunday, dude, and he's like, "Hey, how much is it to come in?" And they're like, "Well, it's like $300." And he just looks at the guy and he's like, "Yeah, no." No. Dude, a Sunday. It was like $3. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, it's definitely bucket list. We'll see. Maybe one day, guys. Maybe you'll see me there one day. But anyways, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TMNT 3 issue number 1. This is the cover O. Power Rangers and TMNT cover depiction by Dan Mora. Again, Dan Mora is all over the list tonight, and he's not alone. Like I said, we're gonna see some more from somebody else. But again, if you're into the Turtle stuff, if you're into the Power Ranger stuff, I'm into Dan Mora stuff. I think this is a cool cover. It's an unlockable variant, so your shops are going to be receiving this as an unlockable. So if you like this, maybe hit them up in advance so you can get yourself a copy. Don't know what's happening in this story. I don't even know what point we're at when it comes to this, but I think this falls into the cover selections for me tonight.
Isn't this like an 80s, 90s kids dream cover right here? This is fantastic.
Yeah, dude.
I love it.
It is cool. It is cool. But anyways, let's move on from Power Rangers. Oh, never mind. We can't do that because Power Rangers Prime issue 9 also has an unlockable, guys. Just wanted to put this out there. Torrin Clark on this one. Very nice cover. There's not much more for me to say on that one. It kind of feels very similar to this unlockable with the
lightning
Power
bolt.
Rangers. Yeah.
Yep. I have no idea what's going on in this series, but this is a pretty killer cover.
I picked up Prime, dude. I still haven't read any of them. I'm really behind on this, but yeah, man. Power Rangers Prime issue 9. This is the unlockable. Pretty cool. Not used to seeing the Green Ranger so curvy, so we're gonna have to see what's going on here.
It's a different take. But yeah. No, it looks cool. It looks cool.
Well, thank you for the spoiler, Lift Arrows. Prime Rita becomes Prime Green Ranger And I don't recall Rita being so curvy either, dude. Yo, you know what's funny, dude? Rita actually looked like one of my aunts. So when I would watch it, man, like I would go over to my aunt's house and be like, I know
You got a side gig?
I know, yeah, I know you're secret.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep. But anyway, so Power Ranger stuff is on the list tonight. But up next, oh, dude, now we're talking Panosian. Oh, God, what a cover, man. Spawn, the Curse of Shirley Johnson, issue number 2. Dan Panosian cover. You know, I think this pairs very nicely when you take that McFarlane issue number 1 cover, dude. I think Maura Panosian did an amazing job on this. This cover is insane, dude.
It's wild. It's wild. I got the I know everything wrestling is everything, right? But I got the
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, the Alexa Bliss vibe on it. But no, yeah, it does. It pairs great. This is super cool, and Panosian, man, every single time. There's just not one that I'm like, oh, you know what, I might be good on that one. I'm always, every time, I'm just kind of like, yeah, you know, probably just going to go ahead and grab it.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm a huge Panosian fan. There have been some where I'm like,
Lately, for me, not many. I truly, like, he just keeps hitting, man.
Yep, I agree with you, dude. It's been heater after heater. So I like this one. Definitely a cover selection for me this week. Chia saying that the Spawn universe never misses. Dude, when it comes to covers, dude, especially the prices are so cheap on these books. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know that some of them have come up. Don't worry. You know, times are changing. Times are changing in the world. I think, you know, Todd's done his fair share to hold it down for the geeks and the Spawn fans and all those good peeps. So, yeah, but I like this cover grab. Totally picking this up. We're going to shift it over to Mark Spears, who has been on a constant roll since the drop of Mark Spears Monsters. But here we have Vampirella Armageddon number 1, and it is a Monsters cover depiction by, of course, Mark Spears. We've got all of these characters within the Vampirella cover, so pretty cool. I'm wondering story-wise if there's going to be some kind of crossover here, and maybe somebody's going to open a Vampirella book thanks to this.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't hurt. I mean, it's like, is that not the next logical step? That if you have a universe where you can cross some of this over and, you know, get more eyes on an IP. I mean, why not? You know, strike while the iron's hot. I mean, Mark Spears. I mean, if you look at the recent sales, they're still selling for big numbers. So it's still hot. So if you can get a little Mark Spears love and a little bump from Mr. Mark, then you might as well try.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mark Spears fans, don't miss out on this one. Vampirella Armageddon number 1.
That is definitely a bundle of dynamite, Baker, and it's really cool. It's the first thing that I noticed.
Yeah. I love this. Gabe saying that I'm sure Ninja Turtles will cross over with Vampirella sooner or later. Dude, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. But fun cover this week. We have What If Goofy Became Spider-Man number 1. This is a Scotty Young variant. Scotty Young fans love Scotty Young's work, and I love Scotty Young stuff as well. Now, for myself, this is a total pickup for my kids. I'm going to probably pick up 2 copies. I've been collecting all of these crossovers with the Disney characters and the Marvel stuff for the kids. I've been building, you know, short boxes for them. I feel like you want to say something. Go.
Do we think JSA will authenticate an autograph from Goofy from Disney World? Like, if I take this to Disney World and then get Goofy to sign it?
Tell me you're going to Disney World without telling me that you're going.
If I do we think they'll authenticate it?
I don't know how that works. Dude. I don't know how that works. Have them bite into the cover, dude. See if they
there you go.
They ding some points on that. But I don't know. I don't think so, dude. Nobody does Goofy even have a signature?
I'm absolutely going to try the system here. We're going to see.
So order a couple copies just so
there we go.
But yeah, dude, I like these. I picked these up for the kids, man. I think they're fun. Shout out to Michael Baker. He actually sent me the one of Mickey Mouse in a ASM 300 homage. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yes.
He sent me 2 slabs in 9/8, and I put one each in each of my kids' rooms. And dude, I walk in, I'm like, yeah, we're building future nerds. That's what we're doing. So I love it. Yeah, thank you, Baker, man. That was super nice of you. But yeah, picking this one up. Werewolf by Night, Blood Moonrise, number 1, the Joiner variant. And of course, you know, I keep telling people that it's a good opportunity to pick such things up because you see a lot of these celebrities at cons, man, and these are great books to get signed by them.
Yeah.
We look back at the early MCU stuff, some of the DC stuff. Whenever we get movie poster things, or the actual actors, actresses that played the characters in picture form on these covers, they tend to do very well in the aftermarket throughout time. But again, great options for books to get signed by a lot of these actors, dude.
Yeah, these seem to pop up. They've popped up a couple times when I've been on here, and it's always the same advice. Like if you're going to cons, especially some of these entertainment kind of entertainment heavy cons, because so many cons nowadays are a mixture. Some of them are more creator based, some of them are more entertainment based. Sometimes you get a little bit of mixture of both. These ones that are very heavy on the entertainment side, these folks that are in these movies and in these shows are hitting them often, like all over the country, and having these books, just they're not that much. Just grab one. If you're going to be going to cons, you might get it signed, and it'd be a nice little piece to add to your collection. I think these are easy buys if you're someone who does go to cons regularly, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And Comic Nation dropping some facts here. I told you guys at the end of the show, I kind of want to talk about something related to the channel that I want to ask you guys. And I'm happy Comic Nation is bringing this information because on their end, these are not heavily ordered. So I wonder how many of these are going to be out there type thing, right? And people will look for these things down the road. When it comes to Werewolf by Night, I will say for myself, guys, I genuinely enjoyed it better in black and white. They re-released it in the color. And dude, I mean, it was still good. I really thought Werewolf by Night was really good, but it worked in black and white, dude. Really,
it had a totally different vibe. I thought the same thing. It was very enjoyable in black and white.
Fantastic. But I love this book. Definitely gonna pick one up. Guys, wild incentive here, man. I love this one here. You've got Bring on the Bad Guys, Loki, #1, the 1 in 50 incentive. Sister Sorrow. We saw Sister Sorrow. People are enjoying Sister Sorrow. And you have her here on this cover with Mephisto, man. This is a Nogi-san cover. Very nice.
Yeah, it's killer. 1 in 50 too. That's pretty sweet. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was gonna say for me, it's the Mephisto in the background, dude. It just looks so good.
It makes everything pop. It really does. I feel like we don't get enough Mephisto covers, so it's always nice when you see one pop up.
Gabe's spot on.
Gabe's all over it.
We're bringing you guys the information so that you could order them while you can. I don't want anybody paying premium, so this is why we drop whatever information we can. So I hope you guys make the best of it and order what you like, what you think is worthy. No one's telling you to buy all the books, so don't get mad. Godzilla versus Avengers #1. This is the second printing, and of course we get the 1 in 25 incentive where you have Godzilla versus Iron Man, Okazaki cover, man, and the cover is stunning, dude. This is the cover.
Fantastic. This was one of the ones that when we're looking at this going through before the show, like it was just I hadn't seen it yet, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not even buying these books regularly, but this is a grab. This is definitely a grab. It just looks amazing.
Yeah, I like the cover. But speaking 1 in 25s, check this, another book, another cover where we get this homage done over and over, but the Hulk Annual #1 homage. This one by Simone Bianchi. It's nice, but again, it's an homage that we've seen over and over. Yeah. I kind of tire of it, dude.
Yeah, so I'm not a regular Hulk reader. My brother is, and he loves these. These are something. It's just his jam, and so it just goes to show. I mean, obviously, some folks just absolutely love them, and sometimes they just kind of wear out their welcome. So I don't buy a lot of Hulk, but it's a cool one. But it, like you said, definitely one we've seen several times. Still great art. Looks fantastic. I mean, not taking away anything from how good the art is, but definitely something we've seen before for sure.
Yep, exactly. Now moving on, we see this happen time and time again, and I complain about it every single week. But Giant Size Amazing Spider-Man #1 gives us the 1 in 25 incentive by Lee Bremio, and yeah, this was the cover that was available on the first print. Now a second printing version. There you go.
Yeah. Obviously, it's totally different.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. What can we say that hasn't been said about that? It's a great cover. Yeah. It's a great cover. Looks awesome. Dig it.
Absolutely.
Just seen it before.
Yep. Gave shout out to the originator, Jim Steranko, of course, talking about the Hulk Annual #1. But great shout out. Appreciate that. Hulk will be good because a lot of stores don't order a lot from annuals, which is very true. Very true. But still, the
Yeah,
Omar.
it's a great look. Dude, this is an awesome cover. It's an awesome cover. It's like I said. I feel like we talk about this every time I'm on. It's just I don't love the whole idea behind it. All right, well, let's just throw it into a 1 in 25 and make it a virgin and we'll be good to go. Yeah, it is what it is. It's fine. Just release the virgin when you release the cover A.
Yeah.
Just release them at the same time.
I think we need to have a chat with Cebulski. Like, we need to catch him at a con and be like, dude,
What are you
why?
doing?
What's going on? Talk to us, please.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But-
I'm sure I'm sure he'll super value my opinion.
yeah, he's gonna be like, dude, money talks. Get out of here. But no, jokes aside, I do think this is a stunning cover. I do
Yeah,
hate
it's
the fact they do
amazing.
this. I hate that they do this, but it's amazing. So I like this a lot. Ben Apocalypse, we spoke about before. We spoke about Shubina, and here we go. We have issue #5, also a Shubina cover. Very nice. The lesser of my favorites, to be honest with you, because I feel like Shubina's dropped way better covers when it comes to the Pin Apocalypse 1 in 25s, but still stunning nonetheless. I think this is a great one.
Getting that Jessica Rabbit vibe off of this.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I do.
Yep.
I'm so happy you said that because, yeah, it's spot on, dude. Spot on. Yeah, but
For
I love
sure.
this, dude.
Yeah, it's great.
Like I said, it's the lesser of my favorites, but still stunning. So, and I think speaks volumes on Shubina's work, right?
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, like if this is the low end, then the high end is
Pretty damn high.
pretty impressive. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like Snoop Dogg high. But
yeah. High floor. That's what you're looking for.
yeah. But anyways, moving on from this, guys, Predator versus Spider-Man #1 gives us a 1 in 25 incentive. Here you've got Spider-Man and Predator cover depiction by Pepe Larraz. Again, now this one going to a third printing, which is very impressive. I like this cover. Unfortunately, again, yeah, you know where I'm going with that. But Predator Kills the Marvel Universe #1 main cover. First issue of a 5-part miniseries featuring Predators versus the Marvel Universe. Guys, all I need to tell you about this is that Benjamin Percy is on this, and I think that is gonna be wild, dude.
I'm very excited about this.
Right?
Very excited about this, and I don't typically like buy a lot of like Alien, Predator, those kind of books, but this is something I'm super into, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, dude, this is gonna be insane, dude. Can't wait to see this, especially with Benjamin Percy writing the story, but Panosian also giving us this sick cover of Predator, dude. What?
When I saw this, I was like, "Oh, this is a Lando. This one's gonna be your jam."
100%. Goes without saying. Without saying, this is a pickup. I don't know about you guys, man. I think Panosian's putting in some crazy work, man. I love Panosian's stuff. Yes, Alex, an absolutely sick cover. And yeah. JD's saying this is how he feels walking into a cobweb. Yeah, that sucks. Always sucks. Always sucks. But yeah, man, this is a pickup. And we have a 1 in 100 incentive as well, which is a Del Oro Virgin cover, which is amazing. You've got Spidey hanging upside down over there at the forefront. You got Cap in the back. Dude, this is a wicked cover, man.
Just like in the movies, man. It's pretty cool. I like
Yep.
it. Yeah, it's neat. Probably I wouldn't say it's my absolute favorite Delato, but it's very sick. I really like it a lot. Very, very, very cool cover.
Yeah, I think Del Oro brought the heat with this one, man. So looking incoming Cebulski special of using Panosian for second print. Yeah, for sure. You know what, guys? I'm telling you, Comic Nation's right. This is for sure gonna happen. For sure gonna happen.
Without a question.
Especially if we're getting Del Oro as the Virgin for the first print. Yeah, we're getting the Panosian second print. So we'll see. We'll see.
Without question.
Another beautiful incentive, guys. Also available as a regular cover. If you want to get it as a trade, it's available. But Ultimate Spider-Man issue 19. This is the 1 in 100 incentive. And Gerald Parrell, dude. Beautiful cover, man. I'm loving some of these MJ covers we've been seeing in the Ultimate Universe.
This is amazing. This is a wonderful, wonderful cover. I'm honestly a little shocked. I didn't see this earlier, so I'm kind of seeing this one for the first time, and it is incredible. I love it. I love Spider-Man in the background with the car and everything. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna pick up the trade dress for this. Very cool.
Yeah, some fine details there in the background. I'm happy you actually caught Spidey because I think it's a neat little touch there. But
And
yeah,
the guy recording it's pretty sweet.
yeah, love it, man. But anyways, moving on from this. All right. Something is killing the children 43. I know a lot of people have hopped off. A lot of people, maybe it was the delays, the gaps in between some of the issues, but issue 43 is bringing heat with this Suspiria cover. Holy shit, dude. Look, Something is killing the children's had amazing covers. Amazing covers. I'm putting
And
this up
lots
there.
of them.
Yeah, lots of them, dude. Whether it be exclusives, whether it be later prints, there's so many good covers. Hell, man, I even think the Frizz and Jay Lee for issue number 1 is some greatness. Now you go fast forward, we've had more Frizzen covers, we've had so many amazing covers. This Suspiria one is coming up there, man. I think it falls into maybe my top 5s, dude, for Something is
Yeah.
Killing the Children.
And having 5 covers out of the probably, what are we at? We're well into hundreds. I mean, we got to be at like something, 200 covers or more at this point for Something's Killing the Children. There's been so many exclusives and everything. So think about all of those covers. The fact that this one is so quickly in the top 5 says a lot about it, and it is crazy good. It sort of reminds me of the black and white cover that came out. Was it last year, San Diego Comic-Con?
Yes.
Yeah. And I managed to get a hold of one of those.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah, but it reminds me a little bit of that. That had the kind of the ghosty black smoke effect on it. It was pretty sweet. But this is incredible.
Yeah. Speaking pretty sweet. You know who's pretty sweet? Cliff is pretty sweet, dude.
The
$5.
sweetest.
You didn't need to do that. I really appreciate it. I will send it back to you during one of your streams. I'm telling you now. I gotta get it back to you somehow, and that's probably how. But thank you, Cliff. I
Cliff's the
appreciate you
man.
so much, guys. Episode 100. Yes, 3 episodes to 100. It's gonna be wild. And in fact, I don't even think there's gonna be a guest. I think it's just gonna be everybody's invited. Let's have fun. That's all I want to do. So, oh God, love for comics. You too, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You guys are too kind. Too kind. I will get videos as of episode 100 for when these come in. I'll make sure to play some videos. Like I said, maybe gonna have to hit up a few people who might. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But anyways, Suspiria cover, beautiful. But of course, my guy Dan Panosian hitting us with a 1 in 20 incentive. It's the thumbnail tonight, dude. I love this cover. I love Panosian's stuff, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely
cool.
love it.
Is it bad? The first thing I noticed was the high tops. I was digging the high tops. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, no, I love it. It's fantastic. Was not expecting the Panosian Something's Killing the Children cover this week, but yeah,
dude, it's gonna be
doesn't
amazing.
miss.
Yeah, I love this. It's so good. Yeah, from the kicks, the chainsaw, the mask, everything about this, the scenery on that carousel. Because Jesus Christ, I had to bring my kids on one today, and yeah, everything about this, love it, amazing. Linman's in the chat. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you being here, Gabe. I'm taking you up on this episode 100. Don't forget, I'm gonna expect you to be here. But yeah, man, love this Panosian cover, and I loved tonight's list. So, guys, if you did too, and you live in the United States, want to order any of these books, go visit comicnation.us. If you're in Canada, you got Comic Legion. Go visit comiclegion.ca. Both give discounts off of the FOC prices every single week. But if you're in the States, you want to order from comicnation.us, you got 15% off already. Use discount code Black Crown. You're going to get an additional 5% off. Comic Legion gives you 20% already. But if it's your first order, use discount code ENLIST. And don't forget, guys, support Lefteros. Go check him out over on Instagram at Lefteros. Always dropping some great knowledge. And if you want to read more into his picks tonight, go check out Covrprice's website, dude. You can check out all of his picks for FOC, New Comic Book Day. There's certain people here who actually are writers for Covrprice on the Shaker Show. And there's lots of great people over at Covrprice. So go check that out. And if you're having fun tonight, it's your first time, hit the subscribe button. If you are already a subscriber, I appreciate you being here, checking out the show, tuning in. You guys here live. That's what I come here for. That's what I come here for. Not Trev. Not Trev.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like being here either. I don't know why I'm even here right now.
Yeah, I said Trev, but it's Travis. What am I saying? Fucking idiot.
I don't know. I don't
No,
know, man.
I
Hey, it's
appreciate you
late.
rolling with that. I appreciate you rolling with that.
I'm just nice, man. I just let it happen. You can call me what you want. I don't care.
Okay, baby. But all right, let's get into the market now. So, sir, there's big books that sold, and this is gonna be a fun one. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. All right, guys, market report. So this is where I look at sales that took place over multiple platforms, whether it be the House of Stein, CBSI, Key Collector, Covrprice, Go Collect, checking sales on eBay. You have an Instagram, I'm checking that shit out too. But most importantly, Michael Baker. That's right, the Baker Shakers. He hits me up every single day with multiple sales throughout the week to let me know what's selling on the aftermarket. So I appreciate Michael Baker, and that's why we gave him the Baker Shakers. Now, tonight's list is very heavily favored towards Covrprice, not because I'm affiliated. It has nothing to do with that. But a lot of sales were passing through on the daily shakers, and I was like, man, this is hard to keep up with. Then I had Michael Baker blasting me. I saw some of the other platforms, CBSI, I watched House of Stein, lots of great books, but here's the ones I wanted to talk about. So to kick it off, The Amazing Spider-Man Toy Fair Special #1. This is from 1999. Check this out, dude. This was a promotional item for the International Toy Fair back in the day. And a raw copy just sold at its highest sale recorded to date at $144. Cover price daily shaker. This is sick. Now, apparently, within the story of this book, you got Spidey and Venom like duking it out in the middle of a toy fair. So I kind of want to find a way that I could maybe give this a read because it sounds pretty like whack. But speaking whack, dude, you got Whack-A-Mole. You've got WCW, NWO on this. You got the 90s Spider-Man cartoon logo. What else is going on in here? I need to know.
Is this the prequel for that Peach Spawn cover from New York Comic Con last year? Is this the just duking it out in the middle of a convention? Is that what happened there? No. I love the WCW NWO thing right there. That's fantastic. And Celebrity Deathmatch. Celebrity Deathmatch was so much fun. That's a big number for a Raw book. But you know, those promo items are sometimes really hard to come by. So not crazy to see a number like that, but still 144, 140, yeah, 144 for a Raw book is it's a nice get. So big win.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Gabe, I would love to see that. Anytime you do it, let me know, dude. I'll be there. But Constantino, dude, same for me, man. I've never seen this Toy Fair special before.
Oh.
And it's pretty cool, man. I wanna read this shit. I have no idea what's going on. I do see the ASM 375 vibes going on here. So love for comics, good eye there. I like that. But yeah, pretty cool, man. The Amazing Spider-Man Toy Fair Special #1. It was a promotional item for the International Toy Fair back in 1999. Had a raw sale for $144. Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
It's a good day.
Yeah. Guess who's back on the list? And again, with a all-time high sale for a CGC 98. It's X-Men 11. Somebody check on Hyper Combo Comics. Is he okay? But this takes us back to 1992. It is the second print, and it was by, of course, Pressman. It came with the X-Men board game at this point in time. So CGC 98s were not exactly so easy to come across, and a 98 just sold for $2,500 highest sale recorded on Covrprice.
It's not that much. It's not that much.
What?
I'm just kidding. That's insane. That's a huge number. I didn't know this existed until today. So yeah, and you can imagine that if it came with the board game, much like our Superman Milkbone books,
Yep,
probably was beat to hell. So not yours. Yours wasn't. Mine was. Yours might be one of those 9/8 candidates that there are only a handful of. So
I got it.
Yeah.
Thanks to you. And I have Love for Comics who also scored me a copy. So shout out to both of you. But I didn't expect you to send this. Honestly, I didn't. The Milkbone, like that's top notch.
I had to. Do you know how many odd looks I got when I was trying to list out everything that was in the box at the post office? The looks they were giving me. I was like, comics, dog biscuits,
Dude. well, even myself, dude. When I went to the post office to pick it up afterwards, like the girl was reading off the items, and she's like, "Okay." I was like, "Who the fuck are you to judge me, dude? Just give me my box."
Just give me my stuff, man.
Yeah, golf heads and dog treats.
Yeah, man. But yeah, no, this, so I would imagine that there are not many of these 9.8s. I haven't looked at the census on this, but I would imagine there aren't many. And I would imagine that they were also pretty banged up. So a 9.8 in this has got to be hard to get a hold of, especially if it came with the board game.
Yeah, very impressive, man. It seems this book's been popping up on the lists for the last couple weeks, man. It looks like, I guess secretly, in the back side of things on the eBay markets and everything else, man. Dude, everyone is, I guess, seeking this book because I'm seeing it sell, dude, a lot. 9.6s, 9.4s, 9.8s. They've been going, man, and the price keeps climbing, which is pretty impressive. So X-Men 11, the second.
It's a great cover. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing else you can say. I mean, it's a fantastic cover. But just keeps going up, up, up.
Yeah. 59 out of 315 9.8s. So just to give you an example, thank you, Ozzy, for dropping that info.
Thank you, Ozzy.
Yeah, appreciate it. But anyways, let's move on from X-Men 11. Sorry, Hyper. Superman 76. This is also impressive. We go back to 1952 with this one. It's the first Superman and Batman team up, and they learn each other's identities as well within this issue. CGC 9.6 sold for $26,400 US. Very big sale. Highest sale to date over on Covrprice. And personally, dude, I would have thought such a book would probably go for more.
I thought in a 9.6, I look, the number is not surprising. I'll just say that the number didn't make me go like, it was definitely okay. Yeah, that's probably. It doesn't surprise me to see 6 digits. I'm not 6 digits, 5 digits on this. But again, I kind of expected it to probably go a little higher. But I mean, a 9.6 from 1952, it's crazy. Oh my God, Gabe.
Gabe's referring to the Action Comics issues, and if you didn't check it yet, please subscribe to Gabe's channel. Just click on his name here in the chat and subscribe. He actually dropped a video breaking it down, and it was absolutely amazing.
It's one of the wildest 2 issues you can read. I sold the set about a year ago and was like, instantly regretted selling them. I was like, why did I sell those? They're so funny. It's a wild ride, everybody. If you haven't read those 2, JD just dropped them. Oh my God.
Yep. 592, 593. But
man. This one is, like you said, I thought it was a tish lower than I expected it to be for a 9.6 coming from 1952. I mean, books from the 50s in this great condition, they don't come around very often, especially books like Superman. And so, I would kind of expect it to be a little bit higher, but that's still a big number. So, not surprising, but not outlandish, I don't think.
It sounds big. I expected bigger. That's what she said. But Superman 76, the first Superman and Batman team up where they learn each other's identities, and a 9.6 just sold for $26,400. Not bad. All right. This one's back again on the list as well because Silver Surfer issue 50 had a huge sale as well. We go back to 1991 with this one. It was a manufacturing error with no foil on the cover. So as you can see, that's why it looks the way it does in the photo. And a CGC 9.6 of this book, just because it's an error, guys, sold for $1,500. This is bananas.
Yeah, it's wild. These I love error books. I love misprints. I love recall books. Like, they're some of my favorite things ever. And this is one that I would love to get a hold of, but that's a little up there for me. But it's a great. I mean, I love the regular cover. Like, the regular cover is a fantastic cover. And I know you're a Thanos guy, so I'm sure you love the cover too. So,
dude, yeah, I love all Silver Surfer stuff as well. But yes, Thanos covers. I'm a big Thanos collector. I've always been. And I think even this error, though, as much as I love Thanos, is not something I would fork over. Don't get me wrong, dude. Everybody, like, especially, dude, Ron Lim, from myself, is like a legend, right? When it comes to doing some surfer stuff, Thanos stuff. Um, I can go on forever when it comes to artists who have done some amazing covers. But for me, I don't know, man. Perez obviously is one of my favorites to ever deal with Thanos. But I don't know. The error stuff at this price is a bit much.
It is. It is. I'm more of the give me an error book that's like $20 or less.
Yeah.
I say I love recall books, but I love them to a point. Let's be real. If I'm spending $1,500 on something, I'm probably gonna go grab. I'm probably gonna go grab a big Superman book or something like that. But I could see why this would be a grail. I can absolutely understand it, especially if you are a big surfer fan, or you just. It's like Cliff said. This is a big book. From his childhood, and it's fantastic. It's a great book, but yeah, probably a little much for me.
Yeah, so Hyper's asking a question because Jim Starlin's going to be at Montreal Comic Con this upcoming week, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be at Montreal Comic Con because I'm actually going away on vacation, which we'll talk about later. But I am going to have the book signed by Starlin's. Comic Legion, shout out to them, are going to be bringing it for me. So, fun fact, guys, a fun story. Starlin thought it would be hilarious to tell me a joke when I went to Terrificon. And what he did was he asked me, how do I get Thanos to look up to me? And I'm like, I don't know. And I gave him the Thanos Quest issue #1 where Thanos is looking up, right? He signed right on his fucking face, dude. And it looked horrible. It looks horrible. I still sent it to GSA, CGC, JSA. I have it here behind me, and it's always a fun story to talk about. So to pair it up, Hyper, I'm gonna be sending issue 2. Okay, so just so you know, just so you know, Comic Legion. If Jim Starlin offers to tell you a joke, please say no. Tell him no. Stick to comics. No comedy, please. No comedy. Just sign the book. But yeah, definitely window bags. Moving forward, anytime I get a Jim Starlin signature,
it's fantastic because he's never. That's a great story. I mean, it's not great for you as the owner of that book. It's a great story to hear because he's never signed any of mine like that.
Yeah, I want to have a one-on-one with Starlin. Just, we need to clear the air. Just clear the air.
Alex, if he signs his face again, it is going to be the single funniest thing. I am never going to let Lindo live it down ever.
So help me God, if it comes back like that. You know what? I think it would pair good together. It would be funny. And you guys can find them both on eBay the day after. But anyway. But all right, guys. Silver Surfer 50, CGC 96, $1,500 for the error foil. Now, 4th of July is coming, baby. 4th of July. Let's get it. Merca. Mark Spears Monsters #1. This is actually a pre-order. And it is the 5th print, Uncle Sam, that is limited to 170 copies. And Ronier Mints already on the aftermarket. $300. Youch. That hurts. But 4th of July, baby. 4th of July. This is a sick cover, though.
For a pre-order, holy cow! It's a great cover, though. I mean, it's Uncle Sam. It's great. It's awesome. But damn, 300. Book's not even out. That's good business if you can get it. Damn. But no, it's great. I mean, what can we say about Mark Spears at this point? We've seen it. I mean, it's he's got his gig. I do like this one though, a little bit of a change of pace. It's pretty sick. So, yeah, it's definitely one I'd probably get if it wasn't $300.
I like that you bring up the change of pace because, yeah, man, we're getting something different on the background. The scenario, the scenery that he always tends to do is those blue pops. You get a little bit of that like orangey pop in the background, the greens. He tends to do that a lot. So to see something totally different on the background looks great, dude. I actually like this.
Yeah, it's great. It's like I said, it's just you get used to seeing it a certain way. So when he does something different, it really I think makes it. I just think it makes it stand out a little more. Like it makes it just pop. So.
Yeah. Cliff, I know for a fact he got swag as well because shout out to a Comic Ozzy because Ozzy saw me pissed at Terrificon immediately after that signature, and as did you, Cliff. And swag the year prior, Ozzy happens to be with Swagohaz, and literally Ozzy pulls out his phone. He's like, "Dude, don't feel bad." He got Mickey too. I'm like, "What do you mean?" He shows me the video, dude, and you just see Swag there, like. It's just like, what is going on?
Do you believe this shit?
So Starlin's doing this to everybody, guys. He's doing this to everybody. If Starlin offers you a joke, you know what to do. You just say no. Say no.
But I've never actually had him sign a Marvel book before. I don't know. Is it all just these Thanos? Is it all books with Thanos on it? Maybe don't get him to sign your Thanos books.
Thanos Quest 1. Definitely don't bring that. If you plan on doing it, just cut out a window. That's all. But anyways, Mark Spears Monsters #1, the 5th print. Uncle Sam, that's limited to 170 copies. Raw near mint, $300 US. Guys, Jeff is still making his way because West Coast Avengers issue #7, back from 2019, first appearance of Jeff the Landshark. The guy's biting through the charts like nothing. CGC 98, $515 US, highest sale recorded to date for this book. I thought this would be on the down. Nope.
Everybody did.
Going up.
I think everybody thought that. I think Jeff's got a little more staying power than we thought he would. This is definitely not. I don't know. I mean, you got to think that some of the rivals hype has died down, but the Jeff hype hasn't. I think that bringing Jeff to the forefront has just made him. He's just becoming part of the. He's becoming part of the more regular. The regular characters that people are talking about, just amongst each other, and like, oh my god, I love Jeff, I love Jeff, I love Jeff. Where before Rivals, not that many people were talking about him. So while Rivals has probably died down significantly, Jeff is still out here, man.
So now I got to ask you, Travis, if you had a copy in a 9.8, or just right, in your collection, are you holding at this point? You're selling at this point? It's $515, man. That's some good coin.
Hell no.
I'm
selling that thing immediately.
Don't blame you.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No way. No, I'm moving. The only thing I don't sell are like Batman, Superman, Green Lantern. Everything else is for sale. Everything at all times.
I get it. You got your guys. That's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But anyways, guys, this book, like you said in the chat, guys, this is not going away because West Coast Avengers issue #7, back from 2019, gave us the first appearance of Jeff the Landshark, and a 9.8 just sold for its highest sale recorded to date at $515. Wild. Absolutely wild.
Crazy, man.
All right, we talked about it. It's here next to me with the dog treats, but Superman of Friendship Unleashed #1. We finally have some 9.8 sales. Yeah, 9.8s exist, guys. And this was the Milkbone promo giveaway that was apparently limited, but then restocked, and then was limited, and then restocked, and then sold out, but then restocked, and then sold out. But anyways, there's 7 CGC 9.8s on census so far.
Lando's sitting on one.
I will say, I don't know. I will say that there's more 9.6s and 9.4s on the census at the moment than there are 9.8s. So that theory that we once said prior, that these were shipped horrifically, so getting a 9.8 is rather difficult, but a 9.8 just sold for $591 Baker Shaker this week. And it's interesting because when I was looking at sales of these 9.8s on 130point.com, which I encourage everybody, if you want to validate sales, check out 130 Point. I was seeing $591 as one of the first sales that took place for this book, and immediately after, I was seeing them in 9.8s around the 290 mark, 300 mark, 250 mark. So I think that might be a sign of what's to come. We'll see. But I do think it will weigh into, do we see enough 9.8s on the census moving forward? We'll see. Right? Because these were shipped like dog shit. No pun intended.
Yeah, no, when I opened mine, I was like, oh hell. I wasn't planning on opening yours until I opened mine. Gabe.
That's what I want. I want a Forever People #1. So yes.
Hell yeah, I like Fourth World. Yeah, so when I opened mine, I saw it and I was like, oh hell, now I gotta open Lando's just to see. And yours was surprisingly, it's man. If it isn't a 9.8, I'm gonna retire from eye grading because I didn't see a single thing on it unless it got dinged up moving from country to country. But it's pretty nice. So yeah, they were shipped horrendously. But hey, whatever. It's a dog treat company. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Exactly. But another
Yep.
book that has been doing some damage, man.
I think the price will settle out. I think like you said, I think in that 200 some range is probably where it's going to be for a little bit, and then if the movie's a major hit, maybe it'll tick up a little bit. Maybe it'll tick up a little bit, but if it's a dud, which it won't be, and if it's a dud, probably go down a little bit, but yeah, it'll settle out.
Yep. $591 for a CGC 98 of Superman and Friendship Unleashed #1. It's funny because on the label it's not even called Superman and Friendship Unleashed. It says Milk and Bone comic something. So
Yeah.
like that was the label. I'm like, well, that kind of makes it a little less appealing. I don't want a slab that just displays in big for like when people come over. It says Milk and Bone. Like they're
Yeah,
gonna
you
look at
could-
me like, what the fuck are you grading, dude?
Put it on that. Get that new PSA label and put it in big bold letters right there so you can read it clearly.
Yeah, well, the label isn't as bold as you think it is. So, yeah, we're eating good lately. We are eating good. But anyways, moving on from this, guys. Pop Kill 4 also makes its way back onto the list. We've spoke about this months prior, but 2020, the Paper Films edition had a Adam Hughes Kickstarter for Pop Kill issue #4. There's actually 132 9/8 on the census, but to give you an idea, the print count, the print count was no more than I think like 300 that were available for this, and a 9/8 just recently sold for $1,200 US. Again, very impressive for this one. Breast cover of the night for sure. That boy is going home with new types of dreams after seeing this.
Oh my God! Yeah, no, this is gonna be life changing. Does this look like Jennifer Lawrence? Have we talked about this?
Yeah, it kind
Okay.
of does. It kind
Yeah,
of does.
it's just the only thing I can think of. But yeah, no, this is definitely the breast cover of the night. That's for sure. $1,200. That's wild. I mean, if it wasn't Adam Hughes, I would be like, wow. That for you said you said it was limited to 300, and there's 132 9.8s. Like I feel like 1,200 would be a lot, but like I can dig if it's Adam Hughes, I guess. That just seems like there's a lot of them out there. But hey, I mean, I guess if the demand is there, 1,200's a lot. But yeah, that's cool. That's cool. It's a great cover. There's no doubt about it. But
it is.
yeah, just that number with that many 9.8s and only 300 of the books out there, and over almost half of them are 9.8s. I don't know. Yeah, but it's Adam Hughes, so I'm cool. Like I can't argue with that.
I'm with Gabe, man. I really think these need to be a thing again. Wet t-shirt contest. Look at that. What happened?
I saw my first wet t-shirt contest at like 11 years old or 10 years old. It was the wildest thing ever.
What parties did you go to at that age?
It was a bike convention.
What are you doing at a bike convention?
A
At 10 years old?
motorcycle convention. I was with somebody on vacation, and their like dad was like big into motorcycles. Like, let's go check this place out. We walked in. We were in there for like 15 minutes. We walked in there, the wet t-shirt contest going. I was like, oh, what up? He was like, we gotta go. And I was like, all right, let's go.
Dear Lord. Are you going to tell me now that like at the age of 12 you were an extra in Coyote Ugly or something? Like what kind of life?
Yeah, I'm actually behind the bar.
knew it.
I'm behind the bar in that one. A little
Okay.
short. You can just kind of see my eyes. I'm like Wilson from Home Improvement. But I'm back there making Irish car bombs. So
Love it. Yes. Yeah. Maybe we'll try to get something related to this when you guys send super chats. I'll see if somebody wants to record type of videos, and it won't be Travis. I promise you. I promise you guys. I won't do that.
I've done worse. It's fine.
My man, Pop Kill issue #4, in a CGC 9/8, the Adam Hughes cover from the Kickstarter, $1,200 US. Now this is pretty cool. I know you're a Star Trek guy, but we're gonna talk Star Wars because Star Wars: The Rise of Kylo Ren, issue #1. This takes us back to 2019. It's the third print, first appearance of Vo and Ren. 62 9/8 on the census. And what's cool about this, I know that the issue touches on some of the origin of Kylo Ren, and a 9/8 just sold for $360 US. Third print. You know what's funny is over on Covrprice, we have been talking, amongst the crew, like Gabe, Laura, Marty, everybody that's been there, JB. you see uh, these second prints pretty often, but even these third prints tend to do relatively well, depending the issue, of course. I hated the time. I think it was what 2014 when Marvel was doing the label at the bottom. It was just changing colors amongst prints of that like bar at the bottom. Like we had red, then we had blue, then we had purple, then we had orange, then we had white. We had so many stupid changes, but the cover stayed the same, and that pissed me off. That really pissed me off.
This is higher than the all-time high for the cover A.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, yeah. And the only difference is it's a grayscale for the most part.
Yeah.
That's it. It's the exact same cover. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yep. But hey, no, it's cool, man. I like it. It's a great cover. I don't think anybody can argue with that. It's a fantastic cover. I don't know if it's a print thing or what, but I mean, I think the highest for the cover A when I checked it was like 325. So kind of wild to see the third print go higher. So unless it's a print run thing, it's just a big number for this book. But it's a great one. I mean, it's a great cover. And if you're a Star Wars collector, which I like Star Wars a lot, I don't collect it.
Wait, no, you don't. You're a Trekkie.
No, it's Trek Wars, bro. Trek Wars comics.
Okay, that's fair.
Look
That's
at
fair.
that, huh?
That's fair.
Yeah, but no, no, I like Star Wars a lot, but I don't collect it, and I just grab like a cool cover here and there. But this is, I mean, for me, if I'm like a diehard Star Wars guy, like this is I'd consider it. It's a great cover. I like the grayscale. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is nice. But Star Wars: The Rise of Kylo Ren, #1. This is the third printing, and a 9.8 just sold for $360. Now, since you are a Star Wars fan, might as well stick with it because you and I were talking about this one: Star Wars Rogue One adaptation #1. Back from 2017. This is a Walmart edition. There's only 23 9.6s on the census, and a 9.6 just sold for $625. Thank you, Mr. Baker, for this one. Dude, this is a big sale. It's pretty like fuck. It's a 9.6, dude. At 625, that's not chump change. And it is a book that is relatively hard to come across. These Walmart editions, you don't see many of them. And I talked about this during the FOC, but these types of covers, man, when it comes to these movie posters, stuff like that, they also do well, right? So you add that, you add the Walmart, the exclusiveness, pretty interesting here.
Yeah. No question about it. I didn't actually know this existed until you sent this to me, and had to do a double take because I gave this book away today. Not this variant, but I did give this book away in a CGC 9.6, so I had to pause and do a double take and realize if I needed to call that dude back and say, "Yo, I need that gift back." But no, it was the cover A. But no, a lot of first appearances here, including Cassian. So that's been a that's probably some drive to this. This is the first appearance of pretty much all the characters from Rogue One. So it's a notable book just from that. But like you said, those Walmart edition comics, whenever they do kind of pop up here and there, it's not unusual to see them go for a big number because they're just not easy to find at all.
Yeah. Exactly. And that being said, Star Wars Rogue One adaptation #1, the Walmart edition, in a 9.6, just sold for $625. Now, I agree with Chiapette. Andor is one of the best shows on TV in the last decade. I have to watch season 2. I haven't watched it yet, so that's on my to-do list. But yeah, dude, I loved season 1. I loved Andor. It was so good. But anyways, moving on from Star Wars, let's get to Rapid Max Robot #1. Piece of history here, guys. Because 1986, we had the first hip-hop comics via Rapid Max Robot. It was limited apparently to 500, and it was published by Fun Art Inc. Now, one thing you need to factor, though, when it comes to Rapid Max Robot, there are other prints, there are posters, there's many things that come very similar to what this cover looks like, so be careful when you're buying one of these. But CGC 9.4 just sold for $2,000. It was a cover price daily shaker. Highest sale recorded to date for a CGC 9.4. $2,000 is very impressive for this. But again, a piece of history here.
Yeah, not enough. Not enough. I'd pay more. I would. The one thing I would say is you're talking about the prints and the posters and stuff like that. Just buy it graded. Buy it graded if you want it. See if you can get a hold of it graded so you don't have to worry about potentially buying the wrong thing. but yeah, no, 2000. I mean, if I'm looking for it and I'm like I'm ready to pull the trigger on something like this, something notable like this,
You're going slabbed.
slabbed and 2000 is perfectly reasonable. Like I think I personally, so for the 9.4 for something like this, but I love rap, so
Yeah.
it's just it's up my alley.
You know, you're a wonderful singer. I'd love to hear you rap. I would love to hear that.
It's happened, but I got to be drunk enough.
Go get yourself another drink, bro. Let's do this. But guys, Rappin' Max Robot #1, the first hip hop comic book that was limited to like 500 and published by Fun Art Inc. CGC 94, $2,000. Very, very impressive sale. Now, we were talking Zombie Tramp 1 on the Covrprice Shaker Show on Thursday. If you guys missed it, go check it out. It had a monstrous sale. But Zombie Tramp issue 2, this one coming in by Michael Baker because he caught this sale. So shout out because it's a Baker Shaker this week. Issue number 2 of Zombie Tramp. This one, we go back to 2010. This is the Super Real Graphics publishing, and this was Dan Mendoza. Dan Mendoza did the writing, the art, the cover, everything. There's 13 on the CGC census in total, guys, of this book. This was not out there for anybody to pick up, so it's rather difficult to even come across this in the wild. If you even see this, like you're looking at something very hard to come across. CGC 9.2, $1,400, big sale for a 9.2, but the 7.5 actually was way more impressive on the Zombie Tramp #1 for this.
I'm blown away by this. It just this is crazy. But you know, Zombie Tramp's one of those things that's hung around for quite a while, and yeah, you know, you see some of these books that kind of have a little bit of that staying power. You see those early ones start to go up, up, up. 13 on the census is pretty wild. I mean, I don't see any world that you know me, Travis, is paying this money. But I'm sure that there are collectors out there that absolutely would do that. That's a big number for this book.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I remember Gabe was talking about the fact that Dan Mendoza was like just, you know, selling these at cons pretty much. These were not really out there. You could have not picked this up at, you know, your LCS via FOCs or whatever. This was Super Real Graphics who was publishing these, putting these out. And it's very impressive to see these pop up because these are unicorns technically. Very hard to come across. Zombie Tramp issue number 2. As I said, there's only 13 total on the CGC census, and a 9.2 just recently sold $1,400. Audi, what's going on, man? Appreciate you being here, partner. Now let's move on to the next book. I will talk Foom books until I annoy everybody, and I will continue to do so without any hesitation. I love the covers of these Foom books. Foom issue 10. This takes us back to 1975. It's a Dave Cockrum cover. Predates Giant Size X-Men #1, by the way. And a CGC 7.0 just sold for $1,000. Highest sale recorded to date over on Covrprice's Daily Shakers for a CGC 7.0. Dude, every Foom cover is just stunning to look at. You can go on any website, whether it be League of Comic Geeks, whether it be Covrprice, whatever. Just look at the arsenal of amazing covers when it comes to Foom from issue 1 and on, dude. So good.
everyone, just about everyone, you just instantly, damn. That's always my instant reaction is when I see them. I'm just like, wow. You know, they're very stunning. And a 7.0 getting $1,000, that's a big number for a 7.0 too. And but yeah, no, they are incredibly striking, and it's like you said, it's just like a murderer's row of really great covers. I love it.
That's exactly it, dude. Now, I swear to God, I keep saying this. I eventually need to get into collecting Foom stuff. Like, if I come across Foom books, man, I think I'm not even gonna hesitate. Like, these Foom covers are just so good, dude. Gabe, you know, on Thursday we were showing off even the Jack Kirby cover. Yeah, that comes right after this, and it's just every cover is so good. You have Hulk ones, you've got Doom ones, you have so many different amazing artists on these things. I think Foom, although a 7.0 just sold for $1,000, kind of seems underappreciated in my opinion. I love these Foom books, and I will say this: Foom, Wizard Magazine. Foom, Wizard Magazine, dude. Wizard Magazine. There's so many great covers as well. Obviously, Wizard Magazine was a trip on its own, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
who never picked up a Wizard Magazine?
Right.
And if you haven't, do yourself a favor because you can find some cool copies in the dollar bins. But Foom, dude, I put Foom in Wizard magazines in a category of like some amazing covers. It's like fuck. Go to Wizard. Jeb is in the house, so shout out to Jeb. But you know, Bart Spears. Bart Sears. Bart Sears covers. Like there's amazing Bart Sears covers on the Wizards. You got Foom, dude. You have so many. Like fucking Dave Cockrum did amazing stuff. Like I love these.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so cool. I you know, I think it was Fonzo was talking about how they're a little bit larger than normal comics, which is cool. You got that kind of that magazine style, and I think having covers like this in an even bigger format, it just makes them even cooler. So yeah, Bert Kmart.
I love it. That was a fun twist there, Derek. I appreciate that. But Foom issue 10, 1975. I love this cover because it predates Giant Size X-Men as well, which is pretty neat. CGC 7.0, $1,000. Now, Journey into Mystery, issue 85. We go back to 1962. First appearance of Loki. Heimdall. You got Asgard and Odin cameo in here. Tons of great stuff. An absolutely legendary book. CGC 96 sold for $60,000, and that is a cover price daily shaker. Highest sale recorded to date for this book in a 9.6, and that is huge. That is huge money. Wonderful book to have in your collection. Obviously, you also want issue 84, but man, dude, Journey into Mystery 83, 84, 85. Like these are just amazing books to have in your collection. But this is a big sale. I'm actually surprised that a 9.6 went for 60,000, highest sale recorded to date. Because I would think a 9.6 in such a book, dude, from 1962 with a huge character. Guys, Loki is still holding the fort on the multiverse in the MCU. There's a lot to think about when it comes to this book. But yeah, dude, 60,000. Congrats to whoever picked this up. Congrats to whoever made this sale. This is a big sale, man.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those where you feel like the person who bought it probably feels pretty good, and the person who sold it definitely feels pretty good. So you know, I know that certain numbers, some people would be like, "Oh my God, I would never," but I mean, somebody would, and somebody did, you know, and I'm sure that person is feeling very, very, very awesome tonight after getting this book. And my God, Lefty.
That's why he never comes out of his house to see me.
But yeah, so you know, I think this is one of those. I think we talked about it before. Like sometimes with these really, really, really big sales, I think you can probably feel like both sides feel pretty good at the end of the day about it. You know, and that's all that really matters. I mean, we can say, oh, I would never spend that, or I would spend that, but I think whoever got this is feeling pretty dang good.
Yeah, dude, absolutely, man. In a 9.6, like I wonder where this book ends up in, let's say 10, 20 years from now, man. Will we see this go even higher and higher? Because a 9.6, dude, you almost never come across these sales, these books. There were a lot of big sales, guys. Heritage auctions. I know we ran through some books tonight, which, by the way, this was the last book, so I'll take it down. But there were a lot of big ass sales that took place over the course of the last couple of days, man. Just heritage auctions, man. Very impressive. A lot of books selling for a lot cheaper than you would have expected. But yeah, it's amazing to see. So yeah, 60,000. I'll double check because Travis is telling me something in our private chat. Yes, I'm exposing Travis right now, telling me that he thinks it may have sold for even more on Covrprice.
It's possible. I just looked at it on Covrprice, and it might be a little bit bigger.
Let's check that. Let's check that.
Yeah.
So, Journey into Mystery. Sorry to hold the show.
Yeah, it's a big enough difference that it's probably warranting some attention.
So hold on. In a 9.6, no, the actual sale is, oh my God, guys, it went for more. It was not 60,000. I apologize. It was 90,000. $30,000 more reported over on the Covrprice website. Because when I checked it this morning, I saw 60,000. So 90,000 was the final sale. Holy crap!
Holy moly!
Holy shit, dude! 90K.
Yep, that's a big boy number. I mean, 60 was a big boy number, but that's a bigger number.
Yeah, 90K.
Wow.
Guys. Curious to know what you guys think about that 90K now. Yeah, the chat, it's all about the numbers. Wow, what's the difference? We all yeah, Mikia, for real, Mikia, hard, bro. But anyway, so 90,000 on that journey into mystery issue 85. We're gonna get into the hot topics now. And Travis, I told you we have some things to talk about, of course. It might get spicy, we'll see. But some interesting things took place this week. Some really good news as well for some of us who have been pretty annoyed with certain things. So let's get into it, dude. You ready?
Let's get it.
There you go. All right, guys, hot topics. We're gonna go through some of the news that broke this week, and I didn't make a slide for this because I found this via Chiapet, man, and some people who have had the opportunity to already see Superman, right? They went to the premieres and all these things. There's people saying that the movie is too comic booky. Take a step back. Pause. Too comic booky is your review. Dude, that it's like saying a porno has too much sex. I don't know what you were expecting.
It's really expecting more of a plot here. No, not enough writing here. Bro, whatever. Just whatever. I don't even know what to say anymore. I try to stay out of the comment sections because it just enrages me at this point.
Yeah, like I don't know, like exactly. Porno with too much sex. Like, what were you expecting? Were you here for the acting? No, you weren't. But Superman you're going to watch a comic book movie. Did you expect anything else? What were you expecting? But anyway,
I don't know how we've gotten to this point. That like, I think I sent you a dude ranting on Superman this week. I'm pretty sure I sent you a video of a guy. I don't remember who it was that was ranting, but he absolutely just. Everything you said was correct. I very rarely agree 100% with anybody's rants, but I think he was making a point about the underwear being on the outside, and whatever. But oh my god, man, like just the amount of wild, unnecessary hate this movie that does not come out until the 11th of July is getting right now is fucking unbelievable, and it drives me bonkers.
Too comic booky is like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. No disrespect, but goddamn, if it's too comic booky for you, you're just not. It's not for you. It is what it is. It's like, move on, because comic booky is good. I want comic book shit. I want to watch a comic book film. I'm watching Superman. Don't fucking tell me it's too comic booky. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And you talk about it in a negative spin? What are you, stupid? Like, it was
just watch something else. Just watch something else.
Yeah, but
why do you always get my blood pressure up over Superman when I come on this show, Lando?
I don't know. But Dan Delatorre is saying that a good porno needs a plot. Look, I'll be honest with you. I think the funniest plots are the ones where the girl gets stuck in the dryer for some reason. But my wife always manages to pull out the clothes. She never gets stuck. I don't know what stories these guys are writing, but anyways, let's get into the actual hot topics, guys, because we're getting completely off the rails. But Matt Reeves finally completes the Batman Part 2 script for DC Studios. We don't need to speak too much about this, but this is great news because we were hearing that this was on the pause, and there were things going back and forth regarding this. I know this doesn't fall into the James Gunn DC Universe stuff, which I don't mind, guys, because the first film was amazing. I loved it. So I'm happy to see that this is now complete. Looking forward to watching this. You?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's our long national nightmare is over. He finished the script. Holy shiz. It's time. It's time to finally move this forward here. It's going to be great. Dude, that comment from Gabe, I was going to reply to it, but I'm just going to reply to it. That's fantastic.
Yep.
It's so great.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think how much hand wringing has been done over this damn script. I'm so glad that we're finally past this. I mean, like obviously they're gonna go into rewrites and they're gonna do all that stuff, but we have it finally and it's moving. So let's rock. Let's get it going.
Exactly. We have good news here. We have even better news coming from Sony because apparently they're canceling all plans for their live-action Spider-Man spin-offs, including the Null film. So that's great. If this be true, yes. But it seems they're focusing all their attention right now on bringing a live-action Miles Morales, which cool. I'm all for it, as long as they're not fully handling this goddamn project, because I am very petrified when it comes to them dealing with anything comic related. So that being said, if this be the case, hell yeah, good lord, it's been a brutal couple years, man. Very brutal.
What if they're actually trolling everybody? They have no intention of stopping.
I'm smashing my PlayStation and Sony TV. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. See, Jeffrey doesn't even have faith. You don't even have faith in them to deliver on them canceling their
There's one thing I've learned about trusting Sony is just to not trust Sony in general.
Yeah. Yes, Gabe. This is what happens when your comic book movies are not comic booky enough. Thank you, because it was completely horseshit. I still don't know what Madam Web was. I looked at Madam Web and I was like, it took me 4 attempts to watch that on Netflix. Like I fell asleep each time, and each time, dude, like. When I finally got to the end of it, I was like, "But why?"
Yeah, I had a buddy that watched it on a plane, and he told me he said, "Why didn't you tell me Madam Web was what it was?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I thought it was just going to be a good superhero movie." So you never asked, dude. Like you didn't ask me what I thought of it. You just said you were going to watch Madam Web, and I was like, "Okay."
Bro, I loved Aquaman 2 while flying to Europe. On a plane. I watched that. I was like, yeah, this is amazing compared to Madam Web. Jesus. But anyways, yeah, Madam Web, dude, Craven. Again, I got halfway through it and I was like, what is going on? This is nowhere close to comic accurate. So yes, I agree with Gabe. This is what happens when your books are not comic booky enough. The content that you are basing your films are coming from these things here in front of us. Comic books, guys. You literally have source material. Use it, because these are good books. These are good books.
They sell for a reason.
I'm all for changes. Make it make sense. That's all I ask. But anyways, Sony, thank you. This is the best news of the week. Now, Street Fighter cast is looking very wild. I don't know if you guys saw this, but apparently there's been some casting confirmations, etc., when it comes to the Street Fighter film. And dude, you got Blanca. Jason Momoa is going to be playing Blanca. You got Roman Reigns as Akuma, so he's going to have to replace his Ulafala with those beads. I won't say what kind of beads. We've spoken enough porno tonight. But 50 Cent is apparently going to be playing Balrog, which is crazy. You've got Orville Peck as Vega. You've got Andrew Schultz as Dan. I think Andrew Koji as Ryu. That is top casting, dude. He totally looks the part. And then you've got Kalina Liang as Chun-Li. Looks great. I think she definitely looks the part. Yum. And then you've got who's that over there? Noah Loa Sinte. I don't even know who he is. To be honest,
I do not know. I do not know who that is.
Yeah, but 50 Cent. We got Fitty in the house.
Fitty in the Hornets jersey too. Shout out. Love that. Andrew Schultz is Dan. That's an interesting choice. Yeah. Gabe's right. That's what it needed. That was what would have pushed it over the top.
Wet t-shirts and everything, bro.
But yeah, Andrew Schultz I thought was an interesting call. Interested to see what happens with that. But Momoa as Blanco will be good. We've known Roman Reigns is wanting to act more. That's been his next step for some time. So it'd be interesting to see how this goes. He's done it a little bit. Obviously, we've seen that before, but be interesting to see how this goes. But I mean, yeah, I think you're right. The Ryu casting is the big hit here, I think.
Yep, and I'm gonna go with Chun-Li. But Jeb saying that Jean-Claude Van Damme should totally make a fun cameo, dude. I think he should play Bison. I think that would be hilarious. Have him play Bison. But yeah, man, E Honda. Who's gonna play E Honda? Oof. I can name so many people, but I don't want to offend them, and I also don't want to see them in E Honda's attire, so I'm not gonna do that. But anyways, this looks pretty cool. But up next, guys, New York Comic Con 2025, they dropped its first list of guests, and I love the concept of the concert festival type poster here. So pretty neat. I like it. Lots of big names here. Lots of big names. Whether you're going there for those who work in the entertainment business or in the comic business, you've got a lot. You got Jim Lee, who's going to be there on the comic side. You got George R.R. Martin. You've got J. Scott Campbell. Tynion's going to be there. Jeff Loeb is going to be there. Scott Snyder, Capullo, Delato is going to be there. Dude, this is a big list. And as you look even at the smaller names, because most of the times when you go to a concert, the opening bands tend to be sometimes better than the main events. And you do have that here as well, man. You got Ryan Otley, who's going to be there, man. Dude, Art Adams is going to be there. Adam Hughes is going to be there. Stephanie Phillips is going to be there. I could go on forever. Frank Joe.
Look at the last name. Look at the very last name on the list.
Daniel Warren Johnson.
That's the last name.
That's the opening act right there.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Cliff got me he echoed what I immediately thought, and then I reread it and said comic creators and authors. So yeah, I thought the same thing, Cliff. I was like, wait a minute, whoa. What's George R. R. Martin doing on here?
Game of Thrones, guys.
Yeah, I was thrown for a loop there. I was like, he doesn't have a comic, does he? But yeah, no, it's pretty wild. But I did think, like, hey, R.L. Stein,
Yep.
come on now.
Yeah,
that'll be great.
And
yeah.
guys, you just saw not too long ago, Michael Schwartz was on the show. He actually co-hosted with me a few weeks back. He's worked with R.L. Stein on multiple things, man, and like it's really cool to see this type of list. I like the announcements, dude. New York Comic Con is a con. You know, we were talking San Diego Comic Con. New York Comic Con is another con I wish to go to at least once in my life.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a great list. And like you said, the idea of using the kind of festival style poster is pretty awesome. And it's a great poster in general. I love the, it's the October thing. You get the like Halloween theming. It's great.
Yeah, dude, in the smaller names, I'm seeing literally fucking Rose Besh. Greg Land, who's there. J.G. Jones is there, dude. Ken Lashley is there. Fucking Kara Andrews is there.
Wayne Brady.
Patrick Horvath, Daniel Warren Johnson. Yo, wow. Every year is when Rattlesnake Comics tends to go to New York Comic Con. So shout out to you. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what other names are going to be making their way to New York Comic Con. As you guys know, con season is in full swing. I could only imagine the amount of exclusives. Let's do a under-over, guys. Do you think we're going to hit 400, 500? What do you think the amount of exclusives are going to be here? I'm saying easy 500, dude.
Probably. It's probably going to be around there. I mean, I was kind of shocked at the number of exclusives at Heroes Con this year. And I did not get to spend as much time at Heroes Con this year. I was there for a grand total of an hour and a half, which is crazy. But definitely had more exclusives this year than I expected. But man, 500, yeah, I think that's probably a safe call. I mean, I think it probably might even be more. Love for Comics just said 800.
Yep. Yeah, dude, Gabe. Again, opening bands tend to be better than the main acts, man. It's facts, dude. It's facts. But anyways, hopefully making my way to that one, man. I hope so. It would be a great show because there's a ton of great people there, man. And not to mention on the entertainment side, you've got people like Charlie Shocks who's going to be there. Charlie Cox or Charlie Shocks. What the fuck am I saying? But anyways.
Nicholas Holt.
Sorry?
Nicholas Holt, too.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of great people that are going to be at New York Comic Con. So, yeah, pretty cool. All right, let's get into some comic stuff. This is pretty cool. Robert Kirkman, Dan Mora are taking the wheel on Transformers with issue 25. So, just want to put that out there for you guys in case you missed it. This is great news because Kirkman with the Void Rival stuff has been amazing. Kirkman's doing great work. So, I'm happy to see him take the wheel here now with Transformers moving forward. So, issue 25 is where it's going to happen. Look at these interiors, dude. Dan Mora as well. So excited about that, man. There's a very extensive list for issue 25. It's going to be a giant issue. So As you can see, some of these prices, like at $6.99, it is what it is. But dude, you've got Nakayama working, got this cover A. You got Daniel Warren Johnson on the B. You've got so many, dude. Kyle New, great cover. I saw it, by the way. Dan Mora for the 1 in 50. You've got Jay Lee. You've got some blanks in there. Incentives. The Nakayama is going to be a foil as well. So awesome stuff coming our way when it comes to Transformers. If you guys are on the Energon Universe stuff, if you guys are on the FOC stuff, if you're on Transformers, keep an eye out, man. Issue 25, I think, is going to be a good time, man. It's been a good time to begin with, dude. Anything Energon Universe, I'm loving. So
Yeah, it's been great. Now, do we know if Kirkman and Mora is permanent for the foreseeable future?
yeah, I believe that this is going to be the starting on point, and they're going to be handling for quite a bit of time. So
Yeah, add it to your pull list. This is going to be fun.
yeah,
Yeah, do it.
So I just wanted to share that news with you guys right before we get into some hotter topics. So a cover, not the book, a cover of Action Comics #1 just sold for $408,000, guys. I want to ask this question. One, I'm sure you guys are looking at this saying, what the hell? I feel very much like the guy at the front of this page right here at the bottom left. Yeah, when I saw the sale, I was like, holy shit. But 408,000 is huge. This is an insane sale. Very impressive. One of the most iconic covers of all time, guys. I don't care what anybody says. We talked homages at the beginning of the show, throughout the show. This book has been homaged several times. One of the all-time greatest comics, in my opinion. Doesn't get bigger than this. 408,000 for a cover, though. Very, very big coin for something that is just a cover. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but there are people who like collecting such things. When it comes to the slabs and such, you'll see covers, you'll see pages. People, the first appearance of Venom, whether you want to say it's $299 or $300, whatever it is, you get that final page of $299 just in a slab, dude. It's pretty cool.
So are you? So okay. So now I have a question. Then, are you like? Would you buy a slabbed cover?
Not at
not 400K, not 400K. And Gabe has a really good point. He says that he mentioned that someone might be trying to marry this to a coverless copy, and if you are trying to do that, I can dig that. I can dig that all day. But would you just buy a cover? Like, because the reason I'm saying that is because I have said, and now this book is not like, outland. I mean, it's expensive. It's not outlandishly expensive. House of Secrets, first Swamp Thing, right? That's a book that I have as a Grail list, a Grail book that I want to get at some point. And I've said that I will take the most beat copy in the world if the cover looks decent, to the point to where, like, I'll just take the cover. I don't care. It's going on the wall. That's all I care about. So
this brings up my point, and Gabe actually brought it up before I could get to it. In today's time, when it comes to comics, though, okay, because I know a lot of people are looking at this and like, holy shit, right? I mentioned that this is one of the most iconic covers of all fucking time. You are looking at somebody who bought this cover solely. There's no book attached to this. And we live in a time where a lot of people tend to pick up books based on the cover. Now, if you're a cover lover, is this something that you would feel is worthy of adding to your collection? Personally, if you're a cover lover, I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think when it comes to such books, you're talking Silver Ages, you're talking Golden Ages, you're talking all of these types of books. I don't see an issue with it, man. It's rather hard. Dan De La Torre is saying that he would rather buy a lower grade Action 1 at 408,000. I think there's nothing wrong with that. He wants the complete book. There is nothing wrong with either way of collecting. It's very interesting. It is a very huge sale for something that is solely a cover, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's wild. It's definitely wild.
Clean as hell too, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's very, very, very nice. But yeah, like, it is a great point that people are buying for covers only, and if you are buying a graded copy, unless you're planning to crack it, which the onions that you would have to crack this, I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, the one, you're probably not cracking this yourself, and
No.
two, you're putting a hell of a lot of trust into whoever you're allowing to unseal this thing.
Yeah.
if you are planning to marry it. So if you do buy, if you do buy a coverless copy, I mean, you're never going to read the book, but I tend to agree with Dan. Like I wouldn't, I would like to take the 400,000 and use it elsewhere, and maybe even get a lower graded copy, that maybe is missing a cover, or missing some piece or something like that. But the cover is just, I
Yeah.
think, that's the thing for this book, Christian. I think for this book, I think I would rather have the cover.
Yeah, exactly. I hate. I'm personally not a fan of coverless books unless it's a certain page. Like if I'm gonna have the whole book but the cover is missing, nah. Like I'd rather for this one have the cover. But still very impressive. Big sale. 408,000 is huge. And like I said, it's a pretty clean looking copy too of the cover. So yeah,
Yeah, for sure. It looks nice. It's good.
yeah. But anyways, some comic book drama between artists. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Jose Villarrubia unhappy over Tyler Kirkham's cover because, well, we were talking homages, and I want to get into this conversation when it comes to homage covers because Jose was just not too happy about this. So check this out. Kirkham is promoting his art book that's going to be coming out via Covrprice, and it hits its target, so it's fully funded over on Kickstarter, I believe. Now, Jose took to social media to call out Cloverpress for using a plagiarized Tyler Kirkham cover. Villarrubia wrote on Facebook that Cloverpress had used the same image Kirkham and De La Cruz plagiarized from the classic Romita Junior and Senior cover, and that he colored is being used to promote his art book. Now, Kirkham took to social media to kind of, I guess, clear the air, and he said that he felt he needed to share this because he's not sure what he did to offend Jose. He was actually blocked by him, so he couldn't see any of his stuff. He's like, so I can't really defend myself. I was literally hired to do this recreation of the cover by Marvel. So Marvel actually greenlit this. Marvel's the one who hired him to do this. That's why I give credit to the original artist. I'm not creating these for fun to sell on my own. I go through the official Marvel channels. I draw what they ask and get everything approved. Marvel owns the artwork. I did recently tell Clover, let's not use the homage covers to promote this book. Let's use the original work I've produced, which is 99% of the book. In the end, I'm an artist for hire as a cover artist. I get asked to do homages and recreations sometimes, as do lots of other artists. Jose, sorry if I've offended you in some way. So let's touch on this. Let's touch on some of the points here. The points here that happened. Homage covers. Some people love him. Some people hate him. Clearly, Jose did not want to be homaged when it comes to this particular cover. I know that some of you in the chat are actually saying that this is one of Romita's best covers. I agree. It's up there for sure. I think it's a wonderful cover. But I don't see this as plagiarism in the regard where you have Kirkham, who went through the proper channels, right? He went through Marvel. He did everything that Marvel pretty much asked for. They chose to run this as the cover for the book. And unfortunately, Jose got really offended by that. Now, I'm curious to know what's your take, because then I want to talk about homage covers as a whole. So let's start with this.
My take on this, I don't know. I don't know that you can say this is plagiarism. Can you? I think I just put it in the chat. I mean, it says Tyler Kirkham after the Romita, so he's giving the Romitas credit on this. Some artists, plenty of artists, don't even do that anymore. I mean, you'll see it on some of them, but plenty of them don't even do that anymore. So there's a million homages out there. I don't really see the issue with Tyler. Like, I don't know where Tyler fits in, like where he should draw the ire from Jose on this one. He even said himself, I mean, he doesn't, maybe not, he said maybe they shouldn't use it as the cover for the book, and he told Marvel that, or told Clover that.
Yeah.
And so it seems like he's even trying to do, he's even trying to, dispel some of that and say, hey, this wasn't my idea anyway to put this on the cover, but again, it's just it's just an homage cover. I get asked to do those all the time, and that is very common. I mean, there's a million homages out there. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. This feels like a massive non-issue. This particular one, I'm sure there are instances where that is, a bigger issue, but this one in particular, I just don't get it. I really don't get it.
Yeah, no, same. Gabe, I agree with you saying that these colorists lately have been really mouthy and defensive about work they've colored. I don't see much of a problem here. As you said, this is something that happens very frequently. We were just talking Barbarella earlier before with the Akira homage. Homage covers, guys, is something that people love. There's a huge market for it, whether you like it or not. There are many that I don't like. But let's take exclusives for an example. We were just talking New York Comic Con. Dude, do you not think there's going to be a shit ton of homage covers? You think that Hulk annual wasn't fucking homaged by literally everybody at one point in time? Like fucking Eminem has the same homage cover for his Rap God one. I don't know if you saw that. I think it was San Diego Comic Con. Like you got Tidal Wave doing these things. You've got Marvel doing homage covers. You got DC. You got everybody doing homage covers. I don't see a problem. In fact, he even gives credit where credit is due. He went through the proper channels. So I don't see anything wrong with that. But when it comes to homage covers, yeah, there's a shit ton of them. And people love that. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, for if anything, it would for me as if somebody with the original art, right, understanding the way the business works and understanding how homages are such a big thing. Maybe it's just I don't know. I'm not an artist in that sense, so maybe I'm not the best person to ask here, but it feels kind of more like a shout out, like a credit thing. But I guess if Jose feels that way, and maybe his somebody said that maybe his real issue should be with Marvel here.
Yeah, exactly. Like JD was saying, if anything, I think, Kirkman followed the guidelines, and if anything, the beef should totally be with Marvel when it comes to this. But Derek's saying, so I can copy paste an entire research paper as long as I say after Wikipedia at the end. No, I think there's certain things. An homage cover, you're drawing it from scratch. You're paying homage to somebody. These homage covers, dude, like I said, it's been a thing for the longest time. But do you consider homage covers now a problem when you factor some of these fallouts that we're seeing even amongst artists? Personally, I don't. As long as you're paying homage, making it your own, you know what I mean, and you're giving credit where credit's due, I don't see an issue. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, wasn't maybe I'm wrong here. I mean, plagiarism isn't that passing it off as your own work? I mean, that was never the case here. I certainly don't think that it was even implied that this was something that that Tyler Kirkham. This is an original Tyler Kirkham idea. So I just plagiarism seems like a bit of a stretch here. And it is an homage. I mean, it's just what it is. So I don't know. I'm sure Jose feels, probably like, hey, this I did a lot of work on this, and this is mine, and it feels like maybe he doesn't feel like he's getting credit, or maybe it's a residuals thing. I don't know. Who knows? But it just feels like Tyler. I feel like, and I'm not saying this because I have some kind of great fandom of Tyler Kirkham. He's great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to just say like I'm being impartial here. To me, Tyler Kirkham feels kind of like he's just caught in the crossfire here. He's just kind of getting run over for kind of doing what he was asked to do. So I'm not really sure.
So Derek is saying to bring up the overlay, and I think that's going to be very impressive to see, something very important to look at, because yeah, yeah, it kind of feels that way. I do see it. I do see what you're talking about. Some people mentioned this would fall under the homage banner. Still, Villarubia quickly replied by posting the Covrprice advertisement. Just because something credits something, it does not mean it is not plagiarized. It is not enough to call something an homage to be one. In any case, ripoff or plagiarized tomato. 50% overlaid onto the original. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I could see it. I mean, what is that one? Okay, is that the original? No.
So we're
Oh yeah, it
going.
is.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is the
yeah, 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 yeah. That's the
Romita.
original. Yep. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, maybe there is. Maybe there's something to it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if Marvel tells him, "Hey, we want you to do this," then that's fine. I really like if Marvel owns the art and they say we want you to do this, then you just do it. I don't really. Again, I feel like Jose's problem here is probably more along the lines with Marvel than it is with Tyler Kirkham. But I don't know.
Yeah, like look, I'm looking at the difference in between the two of them. So, example, we're taking this one here. What is this fucking advertisement at the bottom? But anyways, looking at the original, like you do see subtle differences. Like example, here you've got this whole city scenery happening in the background. This is the one by Kirkham. Um, but I could see the Spider-Man looking pretty much identical, right? Little
Yeah,
little minor tweaks, like even the hand positioning, fingers, everything looks pretty much the same. So again, I'm seeing both sides, but again, when it comes to homage covers, the homage thing Cliff is saying is dumb and totally fine. But as Gabe said, it's been happening in comics since Flash 147. Get over it. Yeah, pretty much. But I don't know, man. It's Derek, thank you for bringing this up, man, because it does
yeah,
show
it's
a
great.
different
Yeah,
a different perspective. Was it drawn from scratch? I almost feel like it was traced.
yeah, it
Um,
looks like it.
at least Spidey was for sure traced, because when you look at the two of them, like I said, even down to the fingers, dude, like literally everything. You just look at the fingers here. I don't know if you see my mouse, but then we go down, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's got the exact same stuff going on. But whatever, so be
yeah,
it.
yeah. I mean, again, but we don't. The one thing, and again, if it all just depends on where you fall on the side of the argument. But I still say like, hey, if Marvel said we want you to do it this way, I mean, and they own the art, they can do whatever they want, right? So yeah, I
Yep.
guess.
Nashta Venom saying Marvel owns the right to the art, so they have the right to do whatever they want with it. There you go. So it is what it is on that one. Now, guys, that was the hot topics, but I told you I did want to talk about something related to the channel. No, I'm not going anywhere. Next week, next Sunday, there will be no show. I'm actually flying to a resort with the family, so I'm going to be away for next week, but I'll be back running everything back the way it was and the way it always is the following week. So on the 13th, I'll be back, and we're winding up for episode 100. Episode 100 is going to take place on the 27th. So it ironically falls on the week that we get the release of Fantastic Four. So I'm sure there's going to be some Fantastic Four talk. Try to keep it non-spoiler, but it's going to be an open invite. It's going to be an open invite. I'm going to be asking whoever wants to hop on. You're more than welcome. It's an open invitation. If you want in, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram. You're more than welcome to join. But why is there a countdown to episode 100? Well, the excitement is definitely there. Obviously, starting to bring forth new merch. That's right. There's new merch. There's a new gimmick. I think I'm going to call him Telly. I want to go with Telly. But yeah, a little bit of a mascot type guy going on at the moment. But I want to bring new stuff to the channel. I want to do more things for the channel. And we've been bouncing up, back and forth ideas. I'm going to be having a sit down with Lefteros. I told you guys I'm going to pull back the curtain, but I also want to know, I do watch some of you guys. I see a lot of you guys in multiple chats, multiple types of shows. Some that are focused on market sales. I love market sales, dude. I love that stuff. That's why it's implemented on my Sunday show. It's something that I always enjoy looking at when it comes to comics. I love reading books. I read books. You know what I mean? So not enough content on people talking about what's happening inside the books. But I've been asking myself the question, what type of stuff do you guys like? Moving forward, as of episode 100, I want to bring some new flavor. There's big things happening. I'm going to be dropping some content in collaboration with some other people as well. I'm going to be hopping on some podcasts and studios and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for a lot of good content coming your way. And it's going to pull back the curtain on a lot of things, man, because at the end of the day, guys, as much as I'm a talking head over on YouTube, man, I'm a human at the same time. I've got a backstory as well as to where I come from. It wasn't always comics, guys. There was a whole different life before this for myself. But I want to bring new content. I do want to start talking about different things as well. So I'm curious, if you guys are catching the replay, comment below. Let me know, man. What is it that you guys want to see more of? Is it more of these hot topics and takes when it comes to, the hobby as a whole? Do you want more? We brought on the Lords of the Long Box, dude. I had Laura, I had everybody on, and we really pulled the curtain back and had some harsh conversations within that show. Do you want to see more of that? Do you, if you want drama, I can assure you, I'm not bringing drama. I don't care for it. But if there's anything at all, let me know, because I'm not reformatting, but bringing a new look to the channel, and I also want to bring some more content. Once upon a time was doing New Comic Book Day, doing tons of stuff. So you guys tell me, what do you guys want to see? Comment below. You're in the live chat. I appreciate you all showing up every single week. Episode 100 is about to get fucking insane. It's going to be Christmas for everybody, for literally everybody. It's going to be filled with giveaways, tons of great stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. Can't wait to kick it with everybody. Already got a huge list of people already asking to hop on. And if anybody else wants on, you are more than welcome. I know most of you guys in the chat are actually, showing up as viewers. Hey, man, if you want to hop on, man, whether it be from your cell phone, whether it be from, a computer setup, you don't need to have comics behind you, guys. Look, the guy's got a missing section of picture frames there that I'm going to call him out for because the OCD kicked in, man. But yeah, man, I want everybody to feel welcome to this channel, to the show. And I just want to continue growing with you guys. So anything you guys feel you would like to see more of, let me know. Hit me up. Let's do it. Travis also brings some great information as well. Does some great content. Go check him out over on Trek Wars Comics, right? Don't say no. Come on.
No, yeah. We're over there on Trek Wars Comics. We actually are dropping like a big catch-up show because life has been crazy for all of us. We've been traveling and doing all kinds of stuff. So there will be a big catch-up show. We're going to get right back to getting on track with everything. So it's going to be a longer episode. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that'll be dropping later next week. And because we're going to record it next Sunday and then we'll drop that week. So it'll be a good one, be fun. It'll be on Spotify and YouTube. So yeah, it's always fun. And you can listen to my horrible writing over on the Covrprice Shaker Show every Thursday.
Stop it. I think the guys do a great job reading it every single week, man.
They do. They read better than I write. Let's put it that way.
Stop it. You do a great job, man. I always appreciate your write-ups, and we shout you guys out every single week, man. Like JB was saying it on Thursday, that, shout out to the Covrprice crew who writes these write-ups for us, because you guys put in the work, you put in the research, you do a lot of great things, bring a lot of great information to all the viewers. So it's highly appreciated. I know that Matt and John also work super hard. Lefteros being part of the crew as well, doing FOC, New Comic Book Day. Guys, there's a lot of work that goes into it, man. And I'm happy to even be part of this because it is a platform that is non-biased. There's no skin in the game when it comes to any of these sales that are being covered. Anything FOC, New Comic Book Day, there's no skin in the game. This is just information for you guys. It's a great platform. So definitely appreciate Covrprice. But when it comes to the channel, like I said, definitely got a few things up my sleeve. But if there's anything else you guys want to add to this this channel, man, I say we make it happen. Let's make it happen as of episode 100. Keep an eye out, man. We're going to start seeing a lot more cool, fun things coming your way. So 100, tons of giveaways, tons of guests. That is going to be an off-the-rails show. I know you guys are getting used to maybe the 2-hour mark every single week. That one there, make sure you got no plans that day. Make sure you're not working on the Monday. Make sure you got yourself a few on the side ready to go, because it's going to be a fun one.
I might be coming in I might be coming in live from the House of Mouse on that one, man.
Yeah,
That might be happening.
let's do it, baby.
For the castle.
Get goofy. Get goofy.
Yeah. That'll be my. You guys can all be. I'll have like 100 witnesses right there that Goofy signed that book.
That would be amazing if you do that, dude. But anyways, I just want to remind you guys, like I said, I'm not going to be here next Sunday. So there's no show next Sunday. I won't even promise you guys a pre-record because I'm so strapped on time right now. I fly out on Thursday. So I'll wish you all a great week. The countdown to 100 continues. If you're new to the channel, thank you for subscribing. I'll see you guys Tuesday over on Covrprice. And then from there, taking a little disconnect so we could come in ready for that 100 and really bring you guys a ton of fucking great shit. So I appreciate you guys. Have a great week. I will see you Tuesday. Covrprice. Don't forget, top 10. Adios.
Bye.
I'm all gas, no brakes. Yarra me.